Good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining us today. I hope you all have a cup of coffee in front of you and maybe some breakfast, as this is BYOB, bring your own breakfast, or it could be even BYOB, bring your own bacon. My name is Kim Klein. I am the new interim president of the Bioscience Association of Manitoba. I'm also the director of training and development for the Bioscience Association of Manitoba as well. Two jobs. I am so glad to have you with us here this morning. I would like to begin with acknowledging that we are on Treaty 1 territory, the traditional lands of the Anishinaabe, the Innu, Oji-Cree, the Dene, and Dakota, and the birthplace of the Métis Nation and the heart of the Métis Nation homeland. I look forward to sharing with you some of the exciting happenings in Manitoba bioscience industry over the next hour. But first, it is my pleasure to introduce the Honorable Ralph Eichler, Minister of Economic Development and Training. Minister Eichler has held his portfolio since October of 2019 and was first elected to Manitoba's Legislative Assembly in 2003 as the representative of Lakeside. Prior to entering politics, Minister Eichler was a purebred cattle producer and was owner-operator of Prairie Farm and Ranch Supply. Goal-orientated and meticulous, Minister Eichler is known for developing well-thought-out plans and then pursuing them with gusto. His vision as a minister is to grow the economy by building strong working relationships with stakeholders in business, post-secondary education, and newcomer communities. One of his central mandates is to attract private investment, enhance tourism and trade, develop and implement sustainable growth strategies to create new jobs, and ensure that we have a skilled and talented workforce. With all due respect, please join me in welcoming Minister Ralph Eichler.
Well, good morning, and congratulations, Kim, on your new role. And of course, I want to thank Tracy McConaughey for all the work that she's done with BAM as well. I know you're going to do a good job, Kim, so I know that this organization is strong, and we're looking forward to working with you as in the past. It's truly a pleasure to be here with you today to bring greetings on behalf of the province of Manitoba at this year's Global Biotech Week celebration and Bioscience Association Annual General Meeting. I love being able to start my day in the company of so many passionate entrepreneurs and business leaders, along with the organizations that support our knowledge-based economy. 2020 is proving to be a very challenging year. The Manitoba government is working in consultation with the provincial chief medical officer to support the safe reopening of the Manitoba's economy, to help more businesses reopen their doors and promote the return to a healthy way of life for all Manitobans. The Manitoba government recently launched its Restart Manitoba campaign as a roadmap to recovery from the effects of COVID-19 pandemic. As we continue to safely restart our economy, we are committed to supporting businesses and communities as we restart our services, create jobs, and fuel the growth of our economy. I am proud of how Manitoba businesses community have worked together throughout the pandemic to address these unprecedented challenges. This, of course, includes our biotech industry, in which our government knows plays a key role in economic development and global competitiveness in both Manitoba and Canada. Biotechnology is one of the most rapidly changing fields worldwide. We depend on the sector's advantages and provide us with sustainable energy to cure and prevent our ailments, to feed our growing populations, and to improve and preserve our environment. And now we must also look into this sector to help us to fight COVID-19. Global Biotech Week provides us with an opportunity to acknowledge global opportunities and challenges and showcase how the life science sector can present solutions. It is quite humbling to know that the work that you do right here at home has such an important impact on not only Manitobans, but the rest of the world. We are committed to working in partnerships with the biotech industry to advance sustainable economic growth, to recover and rebuild in these challenging times. Our government is confident that Manitoba's spirit of collaboration, partnership, will pull us through this current crisis towards a strong economic future for all Manitobans. I want to thank BAM for bringing us together today to acknowledge not only the successes of the industry, but to remind us to continue to focus our efforts on developing our next generation of talented, innovative leaders that will occupy key jobs for tomorrow. On behalf of the province of Manitoba, I want to congratulate all of you for your tremendous work in advancing Manitoba's knowledge-based economy. I'm honored to present you this official proclamation proclaiming September the 28th to October the 4th, 2020, Biotech Week here in Manitoba. I hope you have an excellent meeting here today, Kim, and all the others. And I just want to say that it's a beautiful, beautiful opportunity and a great fall for us to enjoy here today. So enjoy your conference. And I have a cabinet meeting, so I won't be able to hang around much longer.
Thank you, Mr. Eichler. It's an honor to have you declare Manitoba's Global Biotech Week and to bring greetings on behalf of the provincial government. We really, really appreciate you taking time out of your busy schedule today to be here. Today, we want to showcase and acknowledge our amazing industry. Canada and Manitoba in particular have excelled in working to find many solutions to positively impact the greatest challenge the world is facing today, the global pandemic. Despite the difficulties that COVID has caused in past months, the bioeconomy has survived, with many segments thriving. And because of the numerous success stories from Manitoba bioscience companies, now more than ever, people have a greater awareness and appreciation of science and research. Wouldn't you agree? Pharma manufacturing is an important component of the bioscience sector. How many of you know that Manitoba is actually the third largest province for pharmaceutical manufacturing, with Quebec and Ontario being number 1 and number 2 respectively? We're number 3. Our first speaker is from one of our sponsors today, Innovative Medicines Canada, which represents some of the largest pharma companies nationally. This state-of-the-art pharmaceutical industry believes in ensuring that Canadians have access to the innovative treatments they need and focuses on delivering better healthcare solutions for all. Anne Babineau is the Director of Prairie, working with key partners and stakeholders so that research and development activities in Canada can continue to develop new medicines and new vaccines. She works to create better opportunities in the prairies for patients to have better access to advanced knowledge around the prevention and treatment of disease and for healthcare system improvements. Please join me in welcoming from Calgary, Anne Babineau.
Thank you, Kim. Congratulations on your new role.
Thank you, Anne.
Sorry, I'm just doing my screen sharing. All righty. So I'd also like to thank Minister Eichler for his opening remarks. And Minister, if you're still there, I want to thank you and your government for all that you do to support the business community in this restart. And Minister, I'd also like to provide you a hats off for the very solid recruitment of your new Deputy Minister. Congratulations, Tracy. We'll miss you, but are glad you haven't gone too far. So these are you see my screen okay?
Yes.
Awesome. So these are the companies that Innovative Medicines Canada represents. Our membership consists of 42 companies, from established startups, established organizations to startups, all of whom are revolutionizing healthcare through discovery and development of new medicines and vaccines. And on behalf of them, I will bring you a quick update on our industry. I'm pleased to celebrate Biotech Week with you. Did you know that Global Biotech Week was started in Canada in 2003 as a series of advocacy and awareness events? It has since grown into a global initiative to celebrate the biotech sector, and there is much to celebrate. Biotech innovation is becoming increasingly central to global competitiveness and the economic foundation of nations. The biotech pharmaceutical industry alone is the largest funder of business R&D in the world. And importantly, because of this industry, patients all around the world are living longer, healthier, and more productive lives. The innovations can put healthcare systems on more sustainable paths by reducing need for more expensive care. The sector creates jobs, R&D investment, and improves workers' health and productivity. But COVID-19 has, of course, created real challenges. It's hurt families and businesses and forced us to radically change the way we live our lives, at least for the foreseeable future. This week marked a devastating milestone of 1 million deaths. Clearly, there is still much more to do. But thankfully, and on a more positive note, the crisis has also led to greater collaboration between companies, with governments at all levels, and with the global scientific community. Innovation has never been more important as it is today as the world fights a common enemy in COVID-19. Our sector has been put in the spotlight, and it has risen to the occasion. There is much to celebrate this Global Biotech Week. Since the crisis descended upon us, we have seen unprecedented levels of collaboration among pharmaceutical companies and biotechs in the race to find treatments and vaccines for the virus. And while there's still work to be done, there are also glimmers of hope emerging from these collaborations. As of last week, there's 789 unique active compounds under development by research teams across the globe. This is a demanding process. New medicines and vaccines usually take many years and billions of dollars to move from concept to marketplace. But the sector is working at breakneck speed to bring vaccines and treatments to the market. Of course, all with the appropriate level of research, scrutiny, and evidence of effectiveness and patient safety. These are inviolate requisites for our industry. But we are preparing in the hopes of success. You'll have seen announcements over the past couple weeks featuring some of our member companies. The Government of Canada has signed agreements of supply for potential COVID-19 vaccines with AstraZeneca, Sanofi and GlaxoSmithKline, Janssen, and Pfizer. These are just a few examples. Our industry is leaving no stone unturned. And while discovering potential treatments and vaccines for COVID-19 remains a priority, our members haven't forgotten about the patients whose health is dependent upon the current medications and treatments they provide, including those patients who may have lost access to drug benefits as a result of losing their jobs due to COVID-19. Our members are already providing compassionate support programs to patients using their medications or treatments before COVID-19 hit, and many have introduced new initiatives in response to the pandemic. Our members are contributing in other ways too. Many of them employ physicians, nurses, and other health practitioners like pharmacists, and they're offering them paid leave so that these skilled, much-needed professionals can volunteer to help meet the urgent demand for frontline workers, especially in long-term care facilities across the country. Innovative Medicines Canada has also been raising funds for much needed personal protective equipment for Canada's frontline workers. In April, on behalf of our members, we donated funds to the Canadian Pharmacists Association, enabling them to purchase 200,000 surgical masks for distribution to pharmacists across the country. We also made a donation to the Public Health Agency of Canada of 100,000 N95 masks to be distributed in areas of greatest need. We're also looking to the future to be better prepared. We funded, through our Health Research Foundation, a new research chair position in pandemic preparedness. We've done these things not for kudos or credits, but because they're the right thing to do at a time of international crisis. And I'm proud of the way in which our industry has quietly stepped up to meet the challenges that COVID-19 created. Happy Global Biotech Week. There really is much to celebrate, but do me, your family, friends, and colleagues a favor. Remember to get your flu shot, social distance, wear a mask, and wash your hands. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Anne, for such an inspiring presentation. And again, our gratefulness to Innovative Medicines Canada once again for supporting this event as one of our sponsors. Healthcare policy is always a balancing act, and now more than ever, it's important to make sure that we support our innovators. Their skills and knowledge are essential to managing the spread of COVID-19 and its treatment. Moving on, I have a fun fact for all of you. Did you know that medicaments is the largest export in Manitoba? Yep, medicaments, $1.3 billion. Tracy, are you smiling right now? Wow, look at that. We even beat out wheat and pork. What is a medicament? Well, I'm not even sure I'm saying it right. It is actually a substance that's used for medical treatments. So our pharmaceutical industry is the largest export out of the province of Manitoba. You guys are all going to remember this today. I would like to welcome Sean Mckay, Interim CEO at Research Manitoba. Sean joined the team in August of 2020. He is an experienced professional with a broad range of skills acquired in a variety of industry and research settings. He established Hunger Innovations in July of 2018, following a distinguished career in industry that focused primarily on technology development and commercialization. He has a wealth of knowledge, right, Sean, in government relations, business management, and advanced manufacturing. Good morning, Sean.
Good morning. Just wondering, just making sure that is this on full screen?
Not yet.
Okay. Is that good?
There. Yep.
Perfect. Well, good morning and welcome everyone to Biotech Week. I'd like to congratulate, as everybody else, on Kim and Tracy in the new positions. Congratulations. Research Manitoba has enjoyed a long and strong relationship with BAM, and we are more than happy to provide sponsorship for this event. What I'd like to briefly talk about is the Research Manitoba and our current strategic direction. About a year ago, the board of directors, together with management, put together a strategic plan. And the strategic goal specifically was to advance research in Manitoba, strengthen the economy in priority sectors, champion the Manitoba research community, and support local talent development. And Research Manitoba does this to support each of these strategic goals through a series of programming. In terms of advancing research, this year we worked with the province and our supporters to distribute $5 million to support COVID-19 research in Manitoba. Two industry product developments with avid diagnostics in Cabrisa, 8 clinical trials, and 14 research grants were provided. And this funding leveraged an equal amount from the health community and private sector to support advancements towards reducing the impact the pandemic has on our society. We also created, have continued, and this started in 2015 and went through, and now we're into 2020, and it's really a huge province-sponsored activity to create a harmonized ethics, privacy, and impact review process for assessing clinical trials, which is the acronym is RHYTHM. Basically, what that means is that previously, if you wanted to run a clinical trial in Manitoba, there are 25 research institutes that perform clinical trials, and each one had their own system. This is putting one system in place for all researchers, and we hope will streamline and significantly increase the number of clinical trials that are performed in Manitoba. We also rolled out competitions for new investigators and the new assistant professors at universities to start their career path and provide some assistance to do that, and also for master's students. And then we deliver resources to expand infrastructure in universities and colleges through support from the Canadian Foundation of Innovation. So if a university or college in Manitoba wishes to increase their capabilities, new equipment, new facilities, then we are there to support that activity. In terms of strengthening the economy, a couple of things. We've historically, Research Manitoba has been focused on supporting health research. A couple of years ago, it started to move into, or more than that, 3 or 4 years ago, into the other social science, advanced manufacturing arenas. To a degree, to really push this off, a proof of concept program was there to support industry and research-led product and technology developments. This is in embryonic stage at the moment. We've been issued a couple of, provided a couple of project programs or projects out there. We're working to streamline the process, and so as it grows, we can then support additional programs. We also created a strategic partnership program to leverage investment opportunities, not only as we do. Last year, I believe Research Manitoba put in about 11.7 million in program funding, and we leveraged 12.3 million from our partners. This partnership is to actually expand that leveraging capability so we can invest in more research in Manitoba, and so with additional government, philanthropists, industry, and academic support. In terms of championing the research community, Research Manitoba has been secured, for an example, by Manitoba Agriculture to prepare impact reports on what these industries and sectors mean to the economy and to the communities. We've completed one on potatoes, and we're into hemp and pork, and those should be completed in the next couple of weeks. So we also focal Manitoba's research communications and through many outreach events. And finally, supporting local talent development. Obviously, through the previous programs, there are researchers and students participating in these projects, but most specifically, we provide resources for MyTax program. And last year, in the 2019-20 year, we supported 246 researchers and trainees through this program. So I think it's a huge initiative, a huge collaboration with the MyTax team to really expand and make sure that we can actually grow talent in Manitoba and hopefully retain it for some of the exciting programs and projects and industry developments that are going on. So with that, I'd like to thank you for the opportunity to not only sponsor this event but participate in it, and have a great week.
Thank you, Sean. Thank you for updating us on the latest around research and industry funding. So when the pandemic struck, the BAM team worked very hard to determine how best to assist and ensure our member companies and to make sure that they had the resources that they needed. One of our very first initiatives was the development of a COVID-19 resource webpage. We recognized that it was a bit overwhelming to deal with all of the information that was coming out about programming and government funding that was being released on a daily basis. All amazing programs. Our webpage provided the community with key information about potential funding opportunities, subsidies, and training related to assisting their organizations in these challenging times. We also launched the Discovering COVID newsletter, a newsletter that was designed to shine a spotlight on Manitoba's research community. It is actually written to provide evidence-based, plain language answers to common questions about COVID-19. We actually designed it for the public to help them understand the world of science in a less technical way, a less sciencey way. This newsletter helps our readers stay up to date on news regarding COVID in a way that explains both good and bad information, because there is some out there. Past topics have included detailed explanations about vaccines and antivirals, what is a clinical trial, debunking myths about mask usage, various alternative treatments, and Q&As with notable Manitoba researchers. And was recently showcased last week in the National Post. How awesome is that? And written up in an article on Innovating Canada website. Please go check it out. I am so Manitoba proud to say that this newsletter has had global and international recognition, and I encourage you to take a look at it and sign up for it. In May of this year, BAM was one of the many supporters for a children's magazine designed to explain to them the ways that the virus like SARS-CoV-2 affects the human body. It's entitled No Mercy for the Coronas. It's the very first science magazine launched for children focused on COVID-19. It brought together a world-class team of medical researchers, university professors, health literacy educators, communications and graphic arts professionals. And you know what? It was developed and created here in Winnipeg. Again, I'm very Manitoba proud. It has been distributed extensively nationally and internationally to date. Sophie Golin, a director and editor-in-chief at La Liberté, invited our very own associate professor at the U of M, Jean-Éric Guilla, to develop and oversee the scientific content of this magazine. Jean-Éric, if you were on here today, I just want to acknowledge you and say merci beaucoup. Also, huge thanks to the St. Boniface Hospital's Research Center's Youth Biolab. Stephen Jones and Megan Knock, both of them helped to develop and write the content for this now global magazine. This magazine is downloadable in 2 versions, English and French, for use in homes or in classrooms, either virtually or real, at laliberte.ca. In short, No Mercy for the Coronas is for all those who wish to offer children a scientifically reliable resource to better understand and to take some of their fears away. Knowledge is power. The BAM team applauded the selfless efforts of the frontline workers across the province back in May. Huge shout out to the BAM member companies who donated products. MS Prebiotics, Kane Biotech, Better Hemp, Innotech Nutrition, Winning Combination, Nature's Bounty, and others such as MNC Commodities, Cornelia Bean, Morton's Chocolate of Winnipeg, Yum, who all donated Manitoba-made products. We actually put together 500 packages and called them wellness packages. We delivered them across the province, including to teams at the COVID-19 testing sites, Winnipeg Fire and Paramedic Services, Manitoba truck drivers, and the Medical Device Repurposing Department at the Health Science Centre, and healthcare workers at Oakview Extended Care Home. Many of our local companies have been quick to pivot during the last 6 to 8 months, with BAM playing the role as an information gatekeeper and knowledge provider. We, actually Tracy McConaughey, actively facilitated many discussions between Shared Health and many of our member companies. Let me tell you a little bit about a few of the recent Manitoba successes that have happened for our companies and for the industry in the past 6 to 8 months. Cerebra's health founder, Dr. Eunice, invented and designed the Winnipeg ventilator 30 years ago at the U of M. During the pandemic, the design of the ventilator inspired a new model, and it is made in Manitoba. Recently, the Winnipeg Ventilator 2.0 received Health Canada approval for support and import. Congratulations. Kubresa recently pivoted to build on their expertise in creating new imaging tools, making them safe to use with highly infectious diseases such as SARS-CoV-2. Kubresa is also supported by the Research Manitoba's Innovation Proof of Concept grant for this particular project. Dedicated scientists at Emergent Biosolutions, here we have Dr. Laura Sayward pictured here, are working hard to fast-track a couple of drugs that could potentially treat COVID-19 using the hyperimmune plasma-based methodology that was developed here in our city by CanGene years ago. Winnipeggers and Manitobans have stepped up. Manufacturing companies have pivoted to make everything from hand sanitizers to masks to PPE to nasal swabs. Martin Petrak and his team at Precision ADM and Orthopedic Innovation Center have also risen to the COVID challenge. They saw an opportunity to apply Precision ADM's expertise in 3D printing and its extensive knowledge of the medical field, and realized that no other company in Canada was undertaking producing reusable N95 masks to meet the demands of the supply chain. Now, instead of a one-time mask, Precision ADM had the capability to produce a mask that was reliable for up to 30 uses and that could be disinfected after each use. Perhaps the most notable product of late is the Nasopharyngeal Swab. Say that 10 times fast. Or I like this one, the CAN swab. After the lengthy process of regulatory submissions with Health Canada, they were given the go for their newly engineered 3D swab. It is my pleasure to introduce to you our next speaker. Martin Petrak, CEO of Precision ADM, is here to tell you a little bit more about his journey.
Hello, everyone. First of all, I wanted to welcome everybody, but also thank the Bioscience Association of Manitoba for this opportunity to present our little story here over the last 150 days. And I want to congratulate you, Kim, for your new leadership role, and Tracy McConaughey for her new appointment as Deputy Minister. These are great things for Manitoba at this point in time. And Sean Mckay, to you as well, congratulations for your appointment as head of Research Manitoba. So I'm gonna move on here and talk a little bit about our scenario here when COVID hit, and it's something that sorry, I just want to get over to my next slide here. I want to talk to you a little bit about our company, where it was at before this hit, and talk about 150 days after that. We're an advanced digital manufacturing company that focuses on the medical space, aerospace, as well as the energy sector. We started in 2015, and then basically for the remaining 4 years focused on getting certifications and figuring out all the regulatory burdens that we might have in front of us and becoming certified in aerospace, medical, etc. And then 2020 hit. We spent a lot of time understanding what was going to happen to our business as aerospace fell off. Our medical clients also had massive challenges as elective surgeries were shut off. The demands for medical devices dropped off, and we had a scenario for Precision ADM as a small manufacturer in the province of Manitoba, needing to understand how could we use our current skill sets and adapt them to an ever-changing environment for everybody. And what we realized was there was a lot of need still from our local healthcare system that was looking for different sources of PPE. We were asked to look to our medical supply chain Actually, Tracy McConaughey helped us connect with Shared Health and WRHA, and to actually talk about, could we reach out to our supply chain, as there was a problem with our current supply chain in terms of pricing, delivery issues, poor quality, and or just lack of supply. Getting access to this PPE was extremely important, and there was just not an access, and the quality of that PPE was a problem. So we clearly understood that there was a local innovation that was required. So we decided to help with this and to figure out how could we be part of the solution versus just kind of depending on others. And as after I started bottoming out all of my supply chain, they didn't have access to it either. So we decided that we were going to pivot. This was a time to change our company, and that we could leverage our medical device manufacturing expertise, and we put it towards 3D printed swabs, as well as N95 respirators and disposable procedure masks. So back in March 2020, had some amazing discussions with leaders at WRHA and leaders within the province. And we found out that this is something that we could actually do. But there was a lot of work to do before we can get something like this actually designed, manufactured, implemented here in Manitoba, and then put it through the whole healthcare regulatory system, and then get on the other side of that, hopefully we have a success. So it really challenged our team for the last 150 days, but we got through all of that with all the contributions that we had from CADM Labs, from ISED federally, but provincially we had an amazing amount of support. And I think that what we had to do was realize, in order for us to scale this up to the numbers that we required, it was going to take a significant effort. So we doubled the size of our factory. We hired 4 times the number of people that we had in the company in March to get to where we needed to be. We got our Health Canada approval approximately in June, and the CAN swab was born. We had a product. Now we went from a service company that was servicing aerospace and medical device companies to becoming an OEM ourselves here in Manitoba. So it's really only because of the people that we have in our company, the young engineers, the young talented people, and the support of the province and the support of Shared Health and locally the WRHA that really made the difference of how this product came to be. It was that local support that meant everything to now this product moving federally. So just to let you know, hundreds of thousands of these N95 nasopharyngeal swabs have been deployed here in Manitoba, as well as hundreds of thousands and millions have been ordered by the federal government. So now we're helping other Canadians from Manitoba. This is a significant effort. And at the same time, we've now realized that we are now probably the largest single product medical device 3D printed in the world in terms of volume. We manufacture roughly 600,000 of these with a fleet of over 100 3D printers. And this technology can be instantly pivoted to manufacturing other products. We're extremely excited about this happened really in the last 150 days. So in parallel to the whole CAN swab product, we understand that there was a huge issue with access to N95 disposable masks. So in parallel to our innovation, we then answered the call to the province. They were looking for a reusable N95, or we call it a PFE, 95% efficiency respirator. So these are half mask respirators that can be reused with filters that are also going to be designed at 95%. And we expect to see this product to be approved by Health Canada between November and December. And I just want to present to you for the first time Precision Air. Precision Air is the most advanced patent pending PFE 95% medical reusable respirator designed and made in Canada. This is a big deal because a lot of the larger players, just to kind of give you an understanding, it takes them years to develop some of these products. This was done in the last 150 days. This technology will, at some point in time in the near future, also carry an RFID device so it can be tracked how many times it's been used to monitor the device for asset management, making it a lot easier for administrators to understand what they have in their hospital, how many do they need. It is by far the most effective way of measuring reusability. And so we're very, very proud of this device. And it was, again, because of the feedback that we were able to work with occupational health, working with Shared Health and all of their employees that helped us get through this design phase, and that iterative feedback was very, very important to our development. On top of that, we also developed another system where we were going to manufacture disposable level 1, level 2, level 3 procedure masks. Verolock is our new product line for making procedural masks for all of Manitobans. We plan to manufacture 4 million to 10 million of these masks, and these masks are just coming off the lines now. Because of all of these activities, Precision ADM started a new company in Manitoba called Pata Medical, Innovation for Life, where all of these products, Precision Air, CanSwab, and Verolock, will all be now manufactured, and we plan to expand our product lines in the weeks to come. Thank you for that, and I also want to basically thank, again, the province for their leadership during this pandemic and choosing local companies to be part of the medical supply solution for the healthcare system in Manitoba. And again, I can't thank the WHA Insured Health and all the people that helped us put these products together and to provide PATM the local innovations for Manitobans. So thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Martin, for sharing your story. How exciting. That was so inspiring, and it makes me so Manitoba proud. Congratulations to you on what you've achieved, and we're so excited to watch you and your team go even further in the coming days.
Thank you very much. Appreciate your time.
We are so proud to be part of a community that has been working towards solutions. That's just who we are. We know we're not all the way there yet, but I want to also applaud and acknowledge our ag, biotech, and clean biotech sectors, who throughout all of this have been hard at work supporting and developing ways to ensure that the supply chains run effectively. They are key to ensuring that as a society, we continue to ensure effective solutions are found for the challenges of food security and the environmental adjustments that are needed. I would like to just acknowledge one of our agriculture biotech member companies, Prairie Fava. Protein Industries Canada, the protein supercluster, recently announced to fund Prairie Fava in a partnership with Roquette. Their partnership will work to address nutrition and processing challenges for pea and fava on the prairies, while also developing blended pea fava protein products that are nutritionally dense and taste absolutely yummy. These types of partnerships build our community and strengthen it by working together. And we at BAM pledge to continue building our existing relationships and look forward to building new ones. I am so proud of the work that has been done by our team, our member companies, our industry, the bioeconomy. This industry is leading the economic recovery and bringing our country together. Our goal at BAM has always been to support Manitoba's bioscience community by acting as a catalyst for innovation, by expanding the sector's skills and workforce development, and by leading with one unified voice to create local and global engagement. And I think we're doing that. Together, we will navigate through these changes of these very interesting times. So before we move into our AGM, I would like to deviate a little bit off script for a couple of minutes for a quick presentation. I would like to introduce John Paysack and Harold Just. John is CEO of Innovo XL, President of Adva Diagnostic, and past chair of the BAM Board of Directors. Harold Just is Provincial Affairs Manager of Abbey Pharmaceuticals and our current board chair. Both would like to say a few words of thanks and farewell to our past BAM president and the new Deputy Minister of Economic Development and Training, Tracy McConaughey.
Thank you, Kim. This is John Paysack speaking. I'd like to first thank the province of Manitoba and Research Manitoba and MyTax for supporting Adva Diagnostics to help bring our high throughput rapid COVID-19 testing technology to fruition to help Manitobans, Canadians, and the world in the fight against COVID-19. Thank you. Now, I was on the BAM board for many years, 12 years in fact, and I was the chair of the association for a large part of that time. And Tracy was the executive director and president throughout my time as chair. Tracy, I can sincerely say that you made my job and all of our jobs on the board and on the BAM team much, much easier. And I thank you so much for that. You were instrumental in growing BAM into the successful organization that it is today. And our vibrant life science community has you to thank for this. You were instrumental in making our events a success. I have many fond memories of the many trips and conferences and the support that you provided throughout this period to the Manitoba life science community. And I always had complete confidence in you during these events because I knew that if things started to go sideways, and they did sometimes, that you would always get things back on track and make the event a resounding success. Tracy, we are all going to miss you at BAM, but the province couldn't have picked a better person for your new role. Congratulations, and I wish you all the very best. Thank you.
Thanks, John. And I want to share with you the congratulations for Tracy on her new role, and also mixed feelings as she's leaving us on the board, and just take my chance to celebrate her contributions and leadership to our association over the last at least decade of my tenure on the board too. It's been, I guess we're both long haulers as the new language is these days. So I also met Tracy about 20 years ago when we both worked at different companies and doing different things, but I knew then that Tracy was a formidable person and a very strong leader, and it has really proven true, especially in my time at through HIC-PAM, LSAM, and now BAM. We've gone through a bunch of different iterations of our association, but now we extend, as you heard already, from ag biotech, clean biotech, and life sciences as an organization. And not only that, BAM is recognized as a true leader in sectoral training in this province. And we know that because they stole Tracy from us. So that's the example of how good a job she's been doing, and government's noticed and seen these things. I also want to thank Tracy personally for all support she's given me and the board over the last 10 years. Your leadership and friendship has helped our board manage through many changes and maintain a good cohesion as a group, and hopefully provided some support for you as a leader as well. I can't wait to see how you help our government manage forward through COVID and into the future as well. And then right now I want to turn it back to Kim for our virtual presentation, hopefully for a little something that on our behalf.
I just want to say, Tracy, on behalf of BAM and the board, we have a small little token of our appreciation. If we would have been together in person, we would have given it to you. So we're going to make sure that it gets dropped off to you. And you know what? Would you like to say a few words?
Sure. I would love to. I think it's a really good thing this isn't happening in person, because I probably would have cried, and that wouldn't have been. That would have been like the first time in 10 years. So good thing we're not breaking the cycle. I can't say thank you enough to BAM, to our past board members, our past company members, past team members. Like, this past 10 years for me has been such an incredible growth opportunity. I've learned so very much. You know, John, you were on the board when I first started. Dawson and Earl, thank you very much for all of the opportunities that you gave to me. You know, you took a chance bringing me in. I hadn't actually ever managed anything of this size and scope, so I'm kind of used to jumping in to unfamiliar territory. And, you know, I've loved every moment of it. You know, there's always bad days, but every day it was so great, because I knew that we were helping Manitoba businesses, we were helping the community, we were helping making the world a better place. And there's not many jobs where you get to do that. So thank you for letting me have 10 years of learning and growing and helping. And I hope that I can meet all of your expectations in my new role, but know that I will come at it with all the passion and drive that you guys have cultured and helped me build and grow. So thank you, everyone. To the BAM team, I'm gonna miss all you guys. I think I said yesterday, the new team has already been indoctrinated with my style and my fancy words, and they're getting used to me, but it's gonna be fun, but I will never forget all of you, and I will come for coffee often. Thank you.
Good. Good. Thank you.
Thanks, Tracy.
Thanks.
I just want to say to everyone that's on here today that, on a personal note, I know that getting together, doing face-to-face, networking, personal interactions, building relationships is always one of the best ways to see each other, both personally and professionally for business. But I thank you all for understanding why we've taken and done our Global Biotech Week breakfast and our AGM on this particular platform. And again, I just want to thank you all and know that I hope next time we can all get together and see each other face to face. I want to thank you for joining us today. I would like to invite all of you to please stay on for the next part of our program, which is our annual general meeting. It starts actually in about 5 minutes. So if you want to take a quick break and come back, I also would like to remind all of you that are our member companies to make sure that you complete our biannual industry survey. I'm going to talk a little bit more about that when we come back to our AGM. Thank you again, everyone. Take good care and stay healthy. Okay, I just want to say a quick welcome to everyone. Thank you so much for staying on, and thank you for those of you who've just joined us. I just want to remind everyone again that you are sent a link to complete our biannual industry survey for 2019. If you haven't already done so, could you please find some time in the next week to send us your completed survey? The data that's compiled for this report is absolutely imperative on so many levels, and we really, really do appreciate your support in this initiative. So now I'm going to turn it over to our board chair, Harold Just.
Thanks, Kim. I appreciate that. And good morning, ladies and gentlemen. It's my pleasure to welcome you to BAM's annual general meeting of stakeholders. And as Kim said, I am Harold Just, chair of the association, and I also chair this meeting today. So thank you for that. And we've traditionally had a very rapid meeting. Hopefully we won't, it'll probably be a little slower today as we get adjusted to the Zoom technology. And I want to remind our voting members that because of this virtual nature of our meeting today, there will be polls on all motions to allow you to vote in favor, against, abstain, and we'll work through that as we through them in the next few minutes, and it will hopefully be no problem as we move forward. So now I want to take the opportunity to introduce my colleagues on the board, most of whom are in attendance today. And also, given that it's a Zoom environment, and I would ask each of you to hopefully take your camera, put your camera on, and you unmute when I announce your name, and just say hello. That way your face will pop up on the screen for everybody to notice, if that's okay. So first off, Patrick Crampton.
You?
Great. James Schellenberg.
Hi, everybody. I'm not sure. Oh, there I come.
Perfect.
You know, my video is a little bit difficult, but yes, I'm here.
Thank you, James. Zachary Wolf. I'm not sure if Zach's with us today. Kelly Fitzpatrick. Kelly, you there?
Yes. Hi. Yes. Good morning, everyone. I'm here. Whoa.
Kelly, that's great. I can see you loud and clear there. So thank you. And I think Sean, I don't know, did you stay for the meeting, Sean? And you're on the board. I just want you to give us an opportunity to recognize you as a board member.
Oh, hello.
Hey, Sean. Thank you. Virgil Kane.
Hello, everybody.
Thanks, Virgil. Mavis McCray. I didn't see her as part of this. Derek Cumming. No, Derek.
No.
Nicole Groner.
Good morning, everyone.
Hi, Nicole. Thank you for that. Karen DeBroni's next.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning, Karen. Mark Alexiak.
He's not here today.
Okay. Shak Dawan. No. Okay, next one. Jason Liebert.
No, he's not here as well.
Okay. All right. So we have some of our board members here from before, but not all. So appreciate the ones that waved and said hello to everybody. And I also wanted to welcome our interim president, Kim Klein, who's obviously on the screen in front of you all, and thank you for stepping up in this new role. Great. So now, with your approval, I would ask Nicole Groner to act as secretary and Kim Klein to act as scrutineer for today's meeting. The notice of this annual meeting was emailed to stakeholders together with the financial statements for the year ending March 31st, 2020, out to everybody on September 11th of 2020. A copy of the declaration of this meeting and of this mailing will be filed with the minutes after the meeting as well. As of the date of record, BAM had 75 eligible voting members, and it asks the scrutineer of this meeting to report on the number of stakeholders represented at the meeting today, either in person or by proxy.
There are 17 members present and 8 signed proxies for a total of 25. We therefore have quorum for this meeting.
Thank you, Kim. The chair adopts the scrutinizer's report, and since more than 20% of the voting members outstanding are represented here today, there is quorum, and I now declare this meeting duly constituted for the transaction of business. The reading of the minutes of the annual meeting association held on September 25th, 2019 is the first order of business. If it is your wish, could I have a motion to take them as read and approved? May I have a motion, please?
Yes, Mr. Chairman. I move that the reading of the minutes of the annual meeting for September 25, 2019 be approved and dispensed with.
Thank you, James. Is there a seconder?
I second the motion, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Virgil. Is there any discussion? Okay, and this is our first chance to use the poll. So all those in favor, you get a chance to vote. That'd be terrific. Suppose I should too. So I'm not sure the poll results get posted, but I declare the motion carried. The financial statements of the association, together with the report of the auditor, were forwarded to each stakeholder in advance of this meeting, and a copy is available to each of you. In presenting these statements and the auditor's report to this meeting, may I suggest, in the interest of time, that we have a motion to take them as read. May I have that motion, please?
Patrick.
I'm on mute, sorry, down here.
Okay.
Oh, good, okay.
Yeah. Mr. Chairman, I move that the financial statements of the association and the report of the auditor emailed on September 11th, 2020 to stakeholders of record be taken as read.
Thank you, Patrick. Is there a seconder?
Mr. Chairman, I second the motion. This is Kelly Fitzpatrick.
Thank you, Kelly. Is there any discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor, I think we have a poll coming up. Waiting for all the votes to be tallied. There's a couple more outstanding, but I think we have a majority. So I will, good. Thank you. I declare the motion carried. Thank you very much. The next item for business is the re-election of directors. The bylaws of the association provide that at each annual meeting, the stakeholders shall elect directors to hold office until the next annual meeting or until their successors are elected or appointed. At this meeting, 4 directors are slated for re-election. As of today, 4 directors have stepped down and a new board member will be added today. So I'd like to ask Zachary Wolf, Sean Mckay, and Mark Alexic and Tracy McConaughey, thank them for years of service to the association and wish them all the best going forward. Your contributions have been greatly added to the development of the association, and we appreciate all of that you have done. So thank you very much for your service and for being part of the association for many years. We appreciate all you've done. The chair would now entertain nominations for re-election of directors.
Mr. Chairman, this is Karen DeBroni. I move that the following slate of 4 individuals be re-elected to hold office for a 2-year term: Patrick Crampton, Derek Cumming, Virgil Kane, and Kelly Fitzpatrick.
Thank you, Karen. Is there a seconder?
Mr. Chairman, I second the motion.
Thank you, Nicole. Is there any discussion? No. All those in favor? Get the poll started here. I see a majority, so I declare the motion carried. The chair will now entertain nominations for the vacancies on the board of directors.
Mr. Chairman, I move that the following slate of 3 people be nominated to hold office for a 2-year term: Christina Kozanski, Melanie Hebert, and Ruben Sava.
Thank you, Patrick. Is there a seconder?
Mr. Chairman, I second the motion.
Thank you, Nicole. Any further nominations?
Hello, this is Philip Portalance. At request of the board, I would like to self-nominate, please.
Thank you, Philip. We accept your self-nomination. Patrick, would you like to amend your motion to include Philip Portalance?
I would. Mr. Chairman, I move that the following slate of 4 people be nominated to hold office for a 2-year term. Christina Kozanski, Melanie Hebert, Ruben Saba, and Philip Portalance.
Thank you, Patrick. Is there a seconder?
Mr. Chairman, I second the motion.
Thank you, Nicole.
James.
James, you have to move this for us.
Unmute, I know. Trying to unmute that is hard sometimes. The survey comes up and it doesn't let you do it.
Yeah, okay.
Mr. Chair, I move the nominations be closed.
Thank you, James. Is there a seconder?
Yes, it's Kelly. I second the motion.
Thank you, Kelly. Any discussion?
Just a point of order on the wording on this poll. It indicates following slate of 3 people. It
Okay.
should say 4.
Thank
If
you.
Karen DeBroni
Yeah,
speaking.
thank you, Karen. I think obviously the motion on the screen doesn't reflect the ones we have in our minutes,
Yeah.
but I appreciate that correction for us. Thank you. So the people are voting right now. I see that. If you please vote for the motion for the 4 nominees that were put forward. And I see we have a majority. So I declare those so nominated elected as directors of the association for the next 2 years. Is there any other business that may be properly brought before this meeting? Leave a gap of time for anybody to speak of anything. And the last order of business is the appointment of auditors for the current year. May I have a motion?
Yes, Mr. Chairman, it's Kelly. I move that the firm BDO LLP be appointed as auditor for the association's fiscal year ending March 31st, 2021.
Thank you, Kelly. Is there a seconder?
Mr. Chairman, I second the motion.
Thank you, Nicole. Again, any discussion? Okay. Another poll coming up. All those in favor? Great. I declare the motion carried. And again, I'm asked one more time, is there any other business that may be properly brought before the meeting? And hearing none, I want to, first off, this is my last meeting as chair, and I want to thank all of you for your patience with me over the last number of years, and also knowing that our association is in good hands with Kim and the board going forward, and I look forward to seeing the great results we have going in the future. Now I want to declare this meeting closed. In doing so, thank you all for your attendance today. And we took a little longer than usual, so I think that's it makes my average go up.
Yeah.
So
I think we have an excuse for it being longer.
Okay, great. The meeting's adjourned at 9:15 on September 30th, 2020. Thanks very much, everybody.
Thank you, Harold.
Yeah.